Alright, so for today's video, Brian and I have a very ambitious project. It's kind of, we want to get to timber framing, but there's all these peripheral things that need to be done first. One is to have a good storage place for all of the timbers that we're going to cut. With the sun coming out and at this elevation, it's really intense, and when we cut green wood, if it has to sit for any length of time, it'll check, and the sun just makes it twist and it goes crazy, which makes it really bad for timber framing. So we need to get it in cover. And because everything is so big, the scale of the beams and the timbers, we don't want to move it more than once, so we want to be really efficient. So to pan over here, so pretty much the sawmill is worked out really good right next to the big barn. This barn here is, I think it's 35 by 70. We haven't really utilized it. It's just been kind of a catch-all for junk. But Brian's been working on it. This is the second day, right? Kind of getting everything swamped out and cleared out, and we're changing the configuration of it so it's actually usable for us. It's going to be storage for implements, for tractor, for equipment, and primarily for a good bunch of timber and lumber, because no homestead is complete without a nice several year supply of lumber, right? Timbers. When does the timber become a lumber?
Well, I think it's at 6 by 6.
I agree, 6 by 6. So let's take a walk in. We just got started and I'll show you what we got planned. Okay, so we're inside the big barn. And so Brian has yesterday worked to kind of clean out these two bays right here. So we've been loading in from this direction, which makes the barn kind of unusable. So we're going to load from the side now so we can drive in with the tractor and the forks. And we got to really organize this in a way that it's easy for us to move these timbers and to stack things. So this is bay number 1, 2, 3, 4, well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bays that are 12 feet by 35 feet. So there's lots and lots of space in here. We just have to utilize it really well. So the first thing we're doing over here is we're getting ready to, we're putting these sleepers in here so that when we cut the green timbers, the big ones, we're not going to deal with anything bigger than 16 foot. That's pretty much all that we need to deal with. And so we've got room here. So we're putting sleepers every 4 feet, and we're going to string line these and level everything out so that when the green timber comes, we can sit it down, we can sticker it and get lots of airflow through it. But more important than that, that the weight of the pile will force it, will help preventing it from twisting and bowing. Now it's really important that we have a nice level surface here. We're on a grade, it's kind of going like this, but that's fine. But all these sleepers need to be all kind of in a line, string line, so that when it does settle and all of that 1,000 pounds of weights sitting on it, it will press down and really help to keep that timber from going wild on us. So we'll just put the camera on the tripod. Brian and I will get ready to go and we'll start stacking. We're going to stack the big stuff first, like the 4 by 6s and bigger long stuff on here on 4-foot centers. So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I thought
Yeah,
it was these two.
Oh, was it these two?
Thanks.
I can't see this as well. Here, let's check.
I think that's what it was. Try that there. That might be too low. Way too low. I got a little carried away there. Okay, so we got our sleepers all in. So we're going to start. What we're thinking as far as the workflow is we can bring the tractor with everything on the forks right here. So we want to carry it as least amount possible. So we've made sure that we've got good 3-foot walkways on all sides. So what we're thinking is we can come off of here, walk in here, and with the fewest amount of steps, put these long ones, and they're going to be towards the back because those are the ones we're going to get to least often. Where up here towards the front, probably on that bay, then we'll do our really commonly used stuff, 2x4s and 2x6s. We'll get a couple units of that right there where we can get to them. So we're going to start stacking our longest, biggest stuff now. And then the idea, this is Brian's idea, which I think is really good, is kind of an accordion system here. So the longest against the wall, 16s, 14s, 12s on here. We can get 10s in between the posts. So that we can sticker with a tractor, take outside and use. That's going to be our most commonly used stuff. So that's why we're starting with the longer, bigger stuff in the back. And we'll flush everything on your end, Endo. So what Brian and I, we both have our little, these are our stickers, which are going to be 1-inch squares. And we'll just keep these here as templates so that everything is evenly spaced. So it looks nice and professional. And yours will go endo.
Oh, you want to square it up? Bring it
Yeah,
this way?
yep. You can just square yours right with the flush with the sleeper.
Okay. All right. Well, we got to bring this one forward a little bit. Bring it your way.
To me, okay.
All right. That's good.
And that way we'll don't impede our walkway there. All right, you like it?
Yep. Looks good. Right. Well, we're gonna come my way to square it. That's good.
It seems to me there's no question. I mean, the most useful implement on a farm tractor is the forks.
Yeah.
I mean, the bucket
The bucket's great too.
is
but,
great, but
you know, this-
that would be my number 2 would be forks. Okay, so here we have to make a decision here. So I'm thinking about heavy. We want to carry these as least about as possible. It would be better for us to put our sleepers there if we're going to put another unit than here, because we can come right in just a few steps.
Yeah.
And we're here rather than try to go there and then back in. You know what I'm saying? So leave this
But
maybe.
if we do only, yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Okay. So the very front we can load and unload from where you're standing, but then to get to the back of it, you're right, we'd have to go around.
Yeah. And I'm also thinking it would be nice to have, so the tractor this is the tractor's home here, because it's closest to the house. And then that gives you a little extra room for your commonly used implements, the ones you're using all the time. The other stuff, the obscure stuff, can be back over there. And then here we have maybe our the bucket and the forks, and the log grapple is all kind of right here. And then the tractor's in out of the weather, and just leave this open for the tractor.
Yeah, and then so that's the other, the 8s and 10s are going to go here.
8 and 10 units right here. So for some unknown reason, whoever built this has put a double layer of filter fabric over this crushed rock and sand, and so we're tearing up the first layer because it's just a mess. We're leaving the bottom one because it's under gravel, isn't it?
Yeah, there's like a large substrate, and then there's this fine gravel on top.
It's like 1.5 inch crush. So we're gonna not fool with that. So we'll level this out. We're gonna put our next unit right here. So Brian's gonna clean that up, and then I'll start cutting our sleepers into 4-foot lengths.
I'd like to get underneath this layer and see if we can kind of
Wait, chop.
this here. Yeah, right. It's built up under here. Yes.
You know what we could probably do, Brian, is probably flatten up if we put a 4x6 right there. We don't have to take it all down so far.
Yeah, and then we'll just build it up on that side.
Yeah. There's one. That stuff is just painful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me cut it.
Whose idea was this?
We'll get it leveled, then we'll do it.
Is that gonna fit in here?
I think so. On the end here.
Yeah. It's a little wobbly. We should check the string height at the back too.
Oh, that we didn't do that. Let's do that real quick.
Close enough.
Okay. Actually, no. All we need to do, there's no point, is we'll only sticker over the sleepers.
Over the sleepers.
Yep, that's right. Transfer of weight. Okay, so it's 3 o'clock. We've been at it, what, since 9? And we've got, so here's how it's going to lay out. So we've got our long stuff is going to be there. We can add another sleeper there, so we can do 16s back there. Here on this side, we've got 4x6s and 4x4s. And these are all level, so we could stack these up 8 feet if we wanted to. We can put 2 units here. And then over here, we're going to do, in this bay, this is going to be 2x4s, 2x6s. All of this stuff is full dimension that we're using. And then we'll have 2x material that's up to 10 feet here, that's the wider stuff. 8s, 10s, and 12s. That way we can bring the tractor, we can fork this whole unit if I want to. This is the stuff you're going to use when you're building mostly, and you can take it to where you're working and not have to move it around too much. So this bay is all 2x material. Come this way a couple inches. Right there. Let's flip this one here, Brian. That's better. This one too.
Ooh, how much heavier that one is.
I think that was a wet one on the bottom.
It's amazing how long it takes to dry.
Year an inch?
Yeah,
I heard.
right?
Which is hard to believe. That's why the ST&S, they have is the envy of all lumber yards down there. They have a natural kiln because of the wind.
Oh, nice.
It's right down there on the gorge. It's just howling through there. It's just pulling that moisture out of
So
there.
they don't have to actually have a kiln like built to dry.
Not near as much.
Yeah.
And not to the extent that most people would.